Hi, my name is ZaKaiRan and welcome to the Master Keys of Creating Amazing Relationships Part 2. So, the next question is that you want to ask yourself is, who are you? First, I want to tell you who you are not. You are not a human having a spiritual experience. You are a spirit having a human experience. You are an unlimited, immortal, all-powerful spirit inhabiting a human body. And I will call that spirit your source self. That spirit is who you truly are as source, as God, to use old world terminology. So there's the immortal, perfect, divine, unlimited source you. And then there's the human you that tends to perceive itself being separate from source, or separate from God, separate from God's source. But you as source, who you truly are as source, does not in any way see you as the human as being separate in any way from the source you. And the source you does not see you as the human you as being limited or faulty in any way, and 100% unconditionally loves you regardless of what you do or don't do or what you've done. And the source you came into you as a baby and maintained that source frequency of purity and divinity. And as a baby and a very young child, you maintained that source frequency. You were essentially a bundle of pure divinity, which is why we love babies so much. But as you grew up, you were trained away from that source frequency by people who had lost their connection to their own source self because they were trained away from their own source frequency. And you were taught by those people that the most important relationships in your life was with them and to keep them happy. You were taught that pleasing all of those family members was the most important thing in your life, or to keep everybody in the tribe happy. First, you were taught that your parents, siblings, and grandparents were the most important relationships. Then your teachers, then you were taught that your lovers were the most important relationships, and then your children, and of course if you were raised in a more religious context, then you were of course taught to please the clergy. And if your parents were religious, then you were taught that that your relationship with God or with Jesus or Allah or Buddha or etc. was extremely important, or less important, possibly the most important of your relationships was your relationships with God. But because religions tend to believe that we are sinful, wretched creatures trying to earn our way into heaven, and that we needed to get on the nicey nice list, that relationship that we were supposed to develop with God seemed quite impossible, especially since they taught us that he is a judgmental, jealous prick, which of course is complete bullshit. No one taught us the truth about God, that God's source is an unconditionally loving God, not a punishing, insecure puppet master that wants you to act in pleasing ways to make him happy. And no one told you the real truth about God, and that is the fact that you are God. So dig the shit out of that, huh? You are God. You are source. You were taught that God is separate from you, and you're here on earth to prove your worth, to get past the pearly gates, to get past the big-ass bouncers with wings, and do your best to avoid hellfire and brimstone. That you have to prove your worth to God, and then you had to prove your worth to other humans, and no one told you that you have your own source self, your own guardian angel, so to speak, that is always looking after you and guiding you to goodness and love and well-being and prosperity 24/7, and guiding you to the fulfillment of your every dream and desire. And sadly, no one taught you that. So you are trained that the most important relationships in your life are all relationships that are essentially outside of you. Even God, which is generally perceived to be something or someone outside of you and separate from you. But everyone missed the boat entirely because Source, God, is not something outside of you. Source is something we all truly are, but have just forgotten who we are so that we could experience being a human being. We sort of adopted amnesia so that we could play the game of being human and play the game of separation and the game of contrast. So the most important relationship in your life is not your wife or your husband or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your children or your parents or your relatives. It's not your relationship with any other human on planet Earth. The most important relationship in your life is your relationship with your Source self and who you truly are as that Source. And if you can reconnect to who you truly are as Source, your life will be truly amazing and prosperous and magical in so many ways. If you can redevelop that relationship with who you truly are as Source, then all of your other relationships with absolutely everything and everyone will naturally fall into place and be absolutely amazing, because you will then have the most important, most powerful inner guidance system available to you from that Source, available to you 24/7 to help you create and attract the optimal relationships with everyone and everything, which is created by you getting into alignment with your own Source and with your own desires. Your relationship with money and prosperity and resources and wealth and riches and the unlimited nature of the universe will become amazing. And your relationship with health and well-being and your body and your fitness and your self-worth will be amazing. And your relationship with society and countries and religions and spirituality and politics and politicians and economics and races and genders and sexuality will all be amazing. And your relationships with the planet and the environment and with nature and the animals and all of creation will be amazing. And most of all, your relationship with yourself as a Source being in a human body on planet Earth gets amazing, because you realize that you're not a human trying to be a spiritual being and trying to prove your worth to God. And in fact, you understand, you realize that you are God having a human experience. And now you can experience the freedom that you were meant to experience, which comes from the realization that you did not come to planet Earth to make anyone else happy or prove your worth to anyone, including yourself. And you can be at peace with the process of creation and the contrast of unwanted and undesirable things, and not feel the need to fight against unwanted and undesirable things, because contrast of unwanted things is absolute gold, because it inspires desire within us to create improvement. Without contrast, we wouldn't have any desires to create improvement. So contrast of unwanted things inspires us to create an improvement and to create new things that will improve the quality of life for ourselves and even other people, and ultimately for the planet, and ultimately for the entire universe. And this contrast and subsequent desires that naturally grow from that contrast is literally the force of evolution. And with it, life, without contrast, life would cease to exist. It would not evolve. And you become then at peace with the different ways that other people think and believe and act, because your happiness and well-being and abundance, you realize that your happiness, well-being, and abundance are not dependent upon what other people do or don't do or think or what they believe, etc., etc. And when you truly understand that you are an immortal soul and that you can never die, when you understand that, there is no judging force or God scrutinizing your every move, which means you can't make a mistake. You can't do anything wrong. Sin is impossible, does not exist. You can't do anything wrong ever. And now you can fully step into your unlimited power that you have as the source human being that you truly are to literally create anything that you desire. And you can start having fun being an unlimited, all-powerful creator who is here to create new and wonderful things rather than trying to change a broken world that isn't really broken. It's just experiencing contrast and evolving and growing and expanding. And now you can start seeing all the rest of humanity as who they truly are, which is unlimited, all-powerful, magnificent, immortal creators. Now you can see everyone as the source beings, as the unlimited, loving source beings that they truly are, even if they are not aware of this divine fact, rather than seeing them as the poor, sinful, wretched victims that most people believe themselves to be and have been taught that they should believe that themselves and other people are. And that is the most empowering thing that you can do for anyone, which vibrationally lifts them up out of their dismal existence by influence, just the influence of you seeing them as divine. And even if it doesn't radically improve the quality of their lives right away, its effect is extremely tangible. And most of all, you will feel good. You will feel good. Doesn't matter if they feel good or not. You feel good, because that's the only thing you have any control over, is you feeling good, because you're seeing people as the empowered creators of a reality that they truly are. Because if you see them as helpless victims, you're going to feel bad. Doesn't help them, doesn't help you. And when people see you happy and thriving on all levels, they will want to experience that same joy and the delight and the abundance that you experience on a daily basis, easily, without even having to work for it. And they will be influenced to believe that prosperity and abundance and well-being is possible by osmosis. They might even knock on your door to find out what is your secret. And when they do, just tell them that you discovered that your purpose in life is joy. I discovered that my purpose in life is joy. And I'm here to have fun, not prove anything to anyone. And I'm not here to make anyone else happy except me. And when I make me happy, well, then I have the power, the influence to help other people that they can be happy. When I prosper, I have the influence with my joy and my prosperity to help other people prosper. Tell them that you discovered that your only job is to make yourself happy, because you can't create for anyone else. I realized that my only job is to make myself happy, because I can't create for anyone else, but only for myself. So get that through your head. You can't create for anyone else, only yourself. And it is basically impossible to please other people, because they are in charge of their own happiness. So it's impossible really for me to please other people, because everyone else is in charge of their own happiness. So I can do the best thing, the most loving, wonderful thing on planet Earth, but they could react like a total dickhead. Because of that, you are now able to finally be free, because you no longer have to jump through everyone else's hoops. And you no longer need to crack your whip to keep other people in line to jump through yours. So you don't have to keep other people happy, jumping through 1,000 hoops and standing on your head and juggling 1,000 balls to keep everyone else happy. And you can throw away that whip that you've been trying to control other people act in certain ways to keep you happy. And all you have to do is think about and do. All you have to do is good feeling things. Think good feeling thoughts. Have fun. Do good feeling things. Think good feelings thoughts, because that is how you as source thinks. And if it feels good to think it or do it, you just keep thinking and doing that. And life just gets better and better and better and prosperous and more exciting and more healthy and more happy and more fun. So all you have to do is get into alignment with you as source and do your best to maintain that alignment. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All I have to do is look for more fun things to think about and focus upon and do, and then life is a non-stop fun adventure of immense abundance. All right, so I hope you got something from this relationship dissertation. How to have amazing, crazy, ecstatic relationships with everyone, starting with yourself. Because there's no way you can have amazing relationships with other people until you learn how to have an amazing relationship with yourself, with your source, self, and you as your human self. All right, so if you did get something from us, share with your friends, bless them with these amazing teachings, subscribe to my YouTube channel, come visit me at ZaKaiRan.com for more self-empowering goodies to help you become a conscious, deliberate creator of reality so that you can create the happiness and the health and the wealth and abundance and freedom that you desire. My name is ZaKaiRan, and I help success-minded people create the happy, abundant lifestyle you love. Thanks again for watching this vodcast, and I wish you immense joy and abundance on your magnificent journey of divine creation. And, of course, remember to make life a holiday and an adventure and a big amusement park. Woohoo!